What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Yo, yo, what's up, Freeze? Sean. Silicon Alley, what's up, dude? Francisco. Deborah, what's up? Be chilling with you guys for a little while and talk about the current cycle state. What are we dealing with? Some findings. Do it all, man. Yo, Vic, what's up, dude? Hey, Dom. Jason, what's up, my dude? We'll start talking in a little bit. Just gonna let the chat fill a little bit more. What's up, guys, though? How we doing? You guys having a good day? We are tracking. So we tracked identical this entire portion of it. And again, remember guys, we are currently in this range right here, which is very dry. We don't have heavy volume coming in until this whole thing right here was the June run up. So there's a lot of volume here pointing to either direction, right? There's a possibility that we do get a run up tomorrow and either hit resistance on the wedge or cross the wedge, right? That's possible. Or we could play out inverse, guys, and inverse again would be the bearish scenario for the week. If you guys remember on that, it would look something like this, right? Coming all the way down here to around like 12 and then bouncing. So again, there's a bit of uncertainty right now in the way things look. However, there are certain patterns that I've been looking into. I don't know if you guys just saw the tweet that I posted, but this over here is a pattern right here. It's a 1-to-4 conversion on this entire run up here, right? In June till now, this is a 1/4 conversion here. I laid it out for you. And the movements, man, here look very, very similar with this sort of like, you got a weird like triple bottom scenario here going on. And I don't know, man, it also overlays and overlaps with this other cycle that I have going on here. This is this cycle is taken from January. Again, repeats itself 62 days long. It's just a smaller cycle. And again, guys, you see a bunch of patterns repeating over and over and over again on that scale. You're directly on what's happening. For example, let's put this guy over here. Rectangle. You see these like really, really important drastic moves to the upside? Well, if we just look at this, I'm just going to highlight it for you so you guys know what's happening. I'm going to stretch this out a little bit bigger. So here's a move up. Here's a move up. Move up, move up. Move up, move up. Drastic move down. You can see this tracking. There's a move up. Another move up there. And then this, it repeats itself, guys. Do you see this? Move up. Right here as well. This is playing out inverse. Move up, move down. You see it happen over and over again. This is how they're hedging their positions, guys, with the same, with these patterns repeating themselves, identical or inverse as time goes by, right? It's the whole thing is why AMC is being manipulated, right? Is that you see these patterns play out on a cycle, on a frequency, inverse and identical. It's the only thing that matters to validate the cycle is if you keep seeing these patterns inverse and identical. It's just on a macro level, you're going to find these patterns on a larger scale, but you have to use the correct metrics and multiply them correctly to do that. Astro, the fuck, dude? This guy just sent $100. Jesus, man. What's up, brother? How you doing, my dude? You gotta get on this shit with me, man. Let's do it. Astro is like huge inspiration, man. Like bringing this whole thing to light, shedding the light to the whole cycle theory and stuff. My guy, we gotta get on this together, bro. And love you, my dude. Let's do it, brother. Send me a link. Yeah, dude. Right now, or like, when are you trying to do it, man? I'm down whenever. Yeah, right now? Okay, yeah, I got you, brother. got you. I got you. Get you on Discord here. I'm gonna send you a little request, man, on Discord. All right, brother. Just sent it to you. I'm excited, man. Fuck, dude. Astro. Excited as fuck, dude. Crack some shit down. Like, let's do this. Expose these motherfuckers. Yes, Astro is Jesus. Agreed. Agreed. Sent you a little request, man, on Discord. I don't know if you want to do it somewhere else. We could do that too. You let me know, man. Astro. Maestro Astro. Yo, yo, yo. Alrighty, man. I got you. Whenever you get that link, man, just let me know. It'll start. It'll send me a message here whenever it's set and ready to go. In the meantime, let's take a look at something real quick. So let's just take a look at the cycle, see how it's tracking for those of you that just came in. So again, we were talking about this cycle down here. This is the January cycle, and these are points of interest in how things are repeating themselves. You will find, guys, multiple cycles on multiple time frames. The only reason I use the 62-day cycle up here is because this one is, again, it's according to the current price range and how they're trading this with technicals and using the appropriate price range for that. So there's really no conversion that needs to be done here. But when you are dealing with smaller numbers and, you know, smaller time frame into how things play out and run, you're dealing with different option dates as well. Remember, here we believe that options have everything to do with the price action, everything to do with why things are playing out the way they're playing out, right? So if you are converting a pattern, making it a fractal, what you need to ask yourself is, why does this fractal make sense? Why would it make sense on this level? And again, this goes back to technicals, right? Because when we take this pattern, we stretch it out over here, we see that we're in this giant wedge, right? Well, this fractal is signaling that maybe it's time to break that wedge, okay? And that's a way to confirm not only with the metrics that we're using, the conversion is 1 to 4 here, right? Taking 172, multiplying it times 4, you get 688, okay? So this would be a valid fractal on this range for many reasons, right? It would confirm that we are breaking out of this wedge, which is good. And then you have a lot of these movements that look very, very similar on that. Doesn't mean that this fractal has to play out at all, by all means. But it's a good way to use this as like some sort of like indicator as to what could happen and why it's likely to happen, right? Because right now we're dealing with really, really low levels, and I see a lot of people posting, you know, that we're gonna come back down to $6 because they found a fractal back here somewhere. Show me that this fractal is, that you calculated this fractal with the correct metric, right? So here we got the 1 week metric, the 2 week, bi-week here. We have monthlies, and we have the 2 month. We also have the 8 month, okay? If you use this to convert the fractals, then I would say that it's more likely to be valid than not. Because again, all comes down to options, guys, and that is taken from a time sequence, right? Yo. All right, we got Astro in here, and I'm gonna call him real quick, get him in here. Yo. All right, let's go. Oh, he said in 10? Okay, yeah, let's do it in 10, man. Sounds good. Let's do it. So I'll continue, I guess, for a little bit here until Astro gets in. You could just call me, man, whenever you're ready, and we'll hop on for sure. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. So until we hop back in on this call, here I'm gonna change the background and go right here so you guys can see the. Let's go white. Yeah, there we go. So again, it's just a way to validate those, man. There's multiple ones that that have been found. Okay, this isn't the only one. The cool thing about this, guys, is you can actually it's something else that sort of makes this make sense is confirming these smaller cycles that are happening and these larger cycles that are happening. If you overlay them with each other, you're going to, again, right, with this 62-day cycle here. So let's take away the January one for a second. The 62-day cycle is, again, saying that on a macro scale, we are getting these points, right? Here where they short the price, and in the future, you'll see them covering that price, right? Now, there's ways that they leverage those movements in between. So this is what I call the white noise happening right here. In between these points, and this is where you find that blue pattern. The blue pattern that keeps repeating itself is basically that, I'd call it like some sort of link into what these patterns are playing out to be, which are technical analysis in the end. That's what basically interlocks them together, is where the blue pattern happens. And you see this occur every single month in the middle of the month, or every other month, I'm sorry, in the middle of the month. And these are the interlocks to the to what is this giant technical analysis play in the end, and it will continue to be so until the technicals are ready and we kick off, man, and we build that little projected pattern and we're set and ready to go. Pretty sure, let's see. Okay, maybe we're gonna leave that guy right there. Okay. Let's look at AMC real quick. I'm gonna leave this guy up too because I'm gonna be wanting to talk about that. Let's go intraday here for a second. There we go. Yeah, we're about to hop on, probably in about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit less. Oh no. Why did my Steam account just open up? Close that. Yo. We want to make sure that we stick along this area, guys, just for like, okay, so this is the thing, man. The pattern that I had converted into a fractal down here. Let's go to the 30-minute real quick. The cool thing about this pattern, man, is, so guys, if you have Thinkorswim, I highly recommend, if you guys don't have it, bro, hop on that, because you can see things like intraday from the past, on-demand feature. And if you go back in time to this section here, obviously we have the moving average here. It's a little bit different, but this does indicate that we would actually come lower than this range. Does not mean that that has to happen, okay? But if it does, this would basically play out identical to the bearish scenario for the week that I had posted. So it's something to keep an eye out for. However, remember, things don't have to happen exactly like they did in the past, okay? And we still have this portion of volume coming in here, which is likely to play out identical, breaking us out of this wedge, if not touching resistance to bounce back down. It all comes down, guys, to these technicals that these funds are trying to do, right? And again, guys, yeah, it does bring out a lot of possibilities. I'm telling you, man, just doing this whole pattern thing and the way they repeat themselves is nasty, bro. Like, there's so many ways you can repeat these, okay? I've came up, like, this is just one way to do it, guys. This is one cycle here. There's multiple, though. This is another one that I've been working on. It's this one's called the next cycle, but it's basically taking a 4-month cycle and changing the metrics 1 to 4, and you get this entire thing here, right? It's split up into a fourth, just like we did back here. And again, this is called the next cycle. It's not saying that this is going to be the next cycle, but you find these points of interest that that are very, very, like, very much there in the way the price moves as well. So this is one. We have the January one back here as well, right? The January cycle. we have the current cycle, 62-day cycle. Here, this one's kind of cool though, because watch this. Just copy and paste it over here. And guys, the next cycle is considered a fractal cycle, because we are changing the ratio of that, but in its time series, which is actually shrinking down the range. So let's not fuck around with the range here. Let's just fuck around with the height. So it's August 2nd at 3. And make sure I don't move from there. Oh, it's locked. Okay. So again, this entire thing right here is the run up that's happening. If you lay it right over here, you find that right there. You got your projector, run up, come down. Do you see that? Fits perfectly too. This part also fits perfectly too. But this is what I'm talking about, guys. Look, so we'll just copy, we'll paste, we'll keep pasting these, and I'm gonna keep showing you where you're finding them. There's one right here as well. Look at that. You see that? That's one. You're gonna find one back here. See that? Right there. And again, guys, I'm not changing the actual time. This is just taken from the cycle back here. Okay. Find another one. There's one right there. Doot doot doot. Okay. This one is actually the like almost like perfect way they are. See? These movements. Let's find another one. I think there was one right here. No, where was the other one? Forgot what I did. I did something to this one here, but it like, dude, it was perfect, man. Just the way it came out. At some point, I did stretch it back here somewhere, because that's where you start to get into this like different range. And again, the fractals start to sort of behave a little bit differently back down here. And that's why you get like larger and smaller fractals making more sense. It's like as the price changes, here we're in a range, so it makes sense that the fractal looks very, very similar. We're sticking on this $40 range, and we're in this flag, right? So to create these patterns, you're going to have to make these patterns over and over and over again to constantly be hitting these like resistance and support lines to create these patterns, right, that they're trying to make, to trick retail, until it's ready, man, until the shit is ready and good to go. Let me go get some water, guys. Oh, I think he's calling. No shit. Okay, hold up. Oh, wait, no, he's not. Alright. And we're getting, like, sentimental up in here. Come on. Oh, you did? Trade on the trees. You sent something on the Discord. Uh, can you send it on the chat, man? I can't see it. On the we'll talk about that in a little bit because Astro's calling, so we're gonna have to stick along here on the call, okay? Yo,
Ow.
what's up, man?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Dude, I'm great, man. How are you, bro? It's finally good to
Yeah.
talk to you, man.
Yeah, likewise. Likewise. You got some really fucking cool charts going on. I know that.
Dude, appreciate you, man. It's again, bro, like taking from inspiration from you, man. Just like again, shedding light to this whole market corruption bullshit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, do you remember when everybody thought that the charts were I don't think people thought they were organic necessarily, but it looked like that there was natural movement to
Mm-hmm.
some extent. Like you wouldn't think that there's just I don't know, two patterns. It's really
Right.
just one pattern that you just flip upside down basically.
Mm-hmm.
But then you know, I knew I was seeing something repeating all the time, and I just didn't know how to parse it.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. It's a crazy fucking thing, but again, you know, it's the thing that blows my mind, man, is I think even like bringing this up to the community or people, like I think it's a good way to do it through AMC for sure, and just like GameStop because it's you know the community is interested, I guess, or like this sector, I guess, right? Dissecting
Right.
the market mechanics and stuff like that is
Right.
interested in knowing stuff like that. But a lot of people just don't have that faith completely yet, and that's the
Right.
thing. It's like I would love for people to come together and sort of understand what's happening because there is something happening, you know, and
Yeah.
it's real. It's fucking real, and it's like, dude,
Yeah.
it's crazy
It's
stuff.
yeah, it's hard to even like quantify literally and mentally what's going on here. I mean, the one problem with the fractal slash cycle theory is that you can't quite time movements to the T.
Hmm.
But if you can find a concentration of a particular pattern, then you can start to dive into it or pull yourself out of that scale and extrapolate pretty easily.
Hmm.
It's just, one big movement concentrated with smaller movements to navigate to there. That's the one hang up that that has been an issue for me, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And again, man, I've been looking at all your stuff, and you've got everything like spot on, dude. I think
Thank you.
the yeah, man, it's like you said, it's impossible to predict, right? When it's going to happen or what's going to happen, but finding out these like points of interest, right, where you see that volume on that pattern uh,
Right.
coming in gives you a good idea with option dates and stuff like that, where something
Yeah.
is cyclical,
Yeah.
and it gives you a good direction at least as to what could happen based off of not only options but the technicals, right, that are lining up. Um,
Right.
so I truly believe, man, that in the end, it's just they're fighting retail to basically second guess themselves on this psychology game,
Yeah.
uh, in which technicals will break out or break
Hmm.
down and fail, right? It's like we're in this just giant phase of being in a giant flag, a smaller flag. We're
Right.
in this
Right.
wedge now, and it's like, dude,
The
well,
spring within a spring.
yeah, exactly, man. Spring within a spring, and it's just like, at what point are the technicals going to play out? Because they will, man. They will at some point. It's
Yeah.
just figuring out when, right? Because you can, man, so many technicals that you can, um, line up, and that makes sense, right? But at some point, man, It's like, when does it fail, right? Or when does it?
Right. Right. Well, that's what that's the beauty of it. Like, I'm afraid that I started the whole TA is useless mantra,
Hmm.
and people ran with it. But when I said that back in like July, it was about analyzing TA for trader sentiment,
Hmm.
right? Like if you're looking at a resistance or a support,
Right.
I wouldn't consider that to be in these two stocks at least. I wouldn't consider that to be some form of psychological influence on the chart,
Hmm.
but rather it's just a bunch of algorithms going at it, and these particular points, yes, can become psychological, but I think
Hmm.
the market mechanics at play don't permit that.
Hmm.
So, the biggest thing is when you have anywhere from, I want to say, 51% to 100% uh, off exchange volume. These are trades taking place that don't have to be reported for up to 24 hours, and
Right.
that's you know to the point of completion that timer starts. So a lot of these trades are taking place, and we don't even know about them yet.
Right. Right.
So they're constantly ahead of us there,
Hmm.
and then when you take that notion and look at the chart and you see things repeating on every scale, it's clear that the majority of the volume is just institutions going back and forth,
Right.
and they know how to target these levels,
Hmm.
not because they're targeting psychology necessarily. I think that's just a byproduct,
Hmm.
but rather they're targeting particular levels with algorithmic trading,
Hmm.
because that's what this is. It's
Yeah.
it's like the most efficient way to move volume around.
Hmm.
Like when you consider what the volume was back in right after January, like everything after that was just dead, right? And that was institutions loading up. You can see Wyckoff all over it.
Hmm.
It's all Wyckoff, but the volume died, and then you saw the surge in June, and then volume has been about twice that every day
Hmm.
since, and it every level gets filled, every level
Hmm.
with millions of shares a day. I mean, that's if you take just a number of 10 million in volume a day and say the price is $10,
Hmm.
that's $10 million going back and forth
Right.
every day, every day.
Hmm.
So I would be interested in seeing what the total volume has been, plus uh, the the share price at those levels.
Right.
I'd love to see how much like notionally has been moved um, since this entire shitstorm started.
Yeah, yeah, no, dude, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Do you think, and just because like I'm now talking to you, man, but are you with the whole idea, right, that there is a larger institution controlling the price action, or do you believe that? Because I think in the community, man, there's the people that believe that you know hedge funds are controlling the price action, like the short hedge funds are controlling the price action, that are not long AMC, and that there's that right composite person controlling the price action, larger
Yeah.
institution, or that neither of those are correct, and there's no manipulation happening, and this is just purely retail and anybody just trading a stock, right? That's the other
Yeah,
scenario. What's
there's
your take?
definitely there's definitely um, exploits being used by market makers and prime brokers.
Hmm.
That's for sure. Um, there's no no signature of organic trading on this chart. Like there's zero. This is not this is not what the public would would value a company at.
Hmm.
Not retail, right?
Right,
And if
right.
retail, per the CEO, owns 80% of the float or whatever the number comes out to, even if it's just over 50%, then there is no way that retail is representing what this chart looks like.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, yeah, no, no, I'm with you, man. Yeah, dude, I love it, man. I love it. I think so. To your point, man, about the whole technical analysis and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If something that I consider to be so this whole like psychological game that I talk about a lot
Yeah.
with how flag, you know how we were in this giant flag, in the
Oh yeah.
beginning, right? In
Yep.
January, again, we had a similar setup in June, right? Played out obviously different in its structure, and we're sort of
Yeah.
playing out this March arc here on a larger scale. because of the price, right? And options and how you control the technicals playing out and stuff. So
Right.
with the price moving in that direction and them hedging their positions, sticking basically closing the price on these expiration dates around the $40 range every single month, or basically every other month is the cycle that I found to be kind of relevant here.
Right.
I believe that the way they will hedge their positions, right, is through gaining that premium once they ramp up the IV in the beginning, right, as
Yep.
you sell these contracts for, the 145s for like
Right.
$8 a pop, and
Right.
then when they're trading at 3 cents the day before, so you sell
Right.
those, and then a bunch of retail buys them. They short the price enough about 3 weeks before that specific expiration date, which typically on quadruple witching dates you'll have like a larger
Yeah. Yeah.
range.
Yep.
So it's just like it's this game, man. Like at least with retail in that sense, or anybody really going in on these contracts to take as much money as they can and just prolong what is the inevitable, right?
Right. Right.
Just on Tuesday, man, I was looking at the weeklies here. A lot of people do lottos and stuff like that. The $18 contracts went up intraday like 800%, and by the
Jesus.
end of the day, man, they were at 45% up. So they
Huh.
fell from 800% to 45% just
Huh.
on that day. Yeah, man, serious, like, just I mean, that's just IV corruption right there, man.
Yeah.
It's
I think what they did. So like, okay. On the 25th, I think, of January this year, the market fell all the way down to like the SPY hit, I think, 340
okay.
in after hours. And what ended up happening was there were a ton of puts that were sell to open, right? So when you short puts, you're bullish.
Right.
You're naturally pushing the price up because you're using a derivative that is absorbing any negative delta. So there were like $4 trillion of option expiration premium taking place that following day, which naturally pushes the price up because of our beloved Max Payne. So I think what happened is back in June and back in January, I think there were a ton of calls that were written naked. And I think that they were written by institutions and or funds. And when you do that, you get the inverse effect.
Right,
So
right.
if you can save a market by writing a ton of puts, then you could easily do the opposite with calls. And I think that's why you see the price go down like that. That's why the 145s are written, right? You saw those come into play after we broke out at 1450, and we went all the way up to like 2250, I believe, which is nearly 100% gain, by the way, for context. A lot of people just think in terms of linear numbers, but that's as a percentage, almost 100%.
Yeah.
And when you saw those 145s come in, that's when the thing started to run even more. But then you had these contracts show up for double what the all-time high was, just coincidentally, right? Like it hit 72, which is 144 if you multiply that by 2, and then your highest strike is 145.
Right.
Interesting. But if you write a ton of these contracts naked, then you're naturally pushing that price down because now market makers are incentivized to absorb premium on the put side, which is what Max Payne comes down to, is how do you drain premium and find yourself where everything is the most calm in terms of IV. And after that, you got to make sure those don't go anywhere near in the money, because now you have to hedge for those when originally you were writing them without any hedging. So, and then you look at the chart and you find that time is one of the biggest factors in this. There's so many like I love that you scale time frames with each fractal. Like that's something that I don't think many people realize you got to do. If you're going to assume that verticality is going to be consistent, well, you need to retain those proportions. Otherwise, you don't have the correct scaling.
Right,
it's not
right.
proportional.
Yeah,
So,
Amen to
these
that.
derivatives. Yeah, these derivatives are able to quantify the value of time via theta and vega.
Mhm.
So
Oof.
I think that's ultimately where the answers lie. It's
Uh,
the options chain.
perfect explanation right there, man.
Thank you.
To that, man. Oof. What is your uh what is your take right now, man? Just in like your sentiment, I guess, with how you look at AMC, GameStop, stuff like that. Like, what is your
Yeah.
current, I
Well,
guess,
first
sentiment?
off, I love how you chroma keyed the background of the chart. I don't
Ah,
know. That's fucking brilliant.
yeah,
I
man,
might have to do that. That's fucking
dude.
slick.
It's
um, as far as what I think's gonna happen, I think that like have you ever dived into like theoretical physics?
so I haven't done specifically like physics. I've done what is the I don't know if you've heard of the fast Fourier transform would be along that
Hmm.
range just because it is something it's more used in like statistics,
Right.
also physics, but it's something that actually does validate similarly
Yes.
like what the cycle is doing, right, by extracting these frequencies that through low pass and high pass filters, right, in a
Yeah, I like
sampler.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
I like that. I like that. And you're a
But
musician too, right?
yeah, musician.
Oh, that's fucking sweet. Yep.
We gotta make a
That's
song,
fucking
bro.
sweet. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I just got some just got a fucking SM57 and
Oof. Gotta love those, man. Sure's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
SM57.
Yeah, so I can actually record guitar now and not have it sound like shit.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's I like that analogy. So for me what really stuck out was seeing how these similarities these patterns on the chart play out on smaller time frames and larger time frames
Hmm.
because that means that you have proportions all across the board, which also sync up with Fibonacci ratios. Um, but what stood out to me with that is if you look at like an atom, like these representations of what an atom is to look like. Uh, I'm gonna fuck up the terminology of it, but at the center you have this mass, and then you'll have components of the atom orbiting around that mass, and it actually looks very similar to that of a galaxy, right? And then if you look at a cluster of galaxies, you'll see that that also looks like the universe. You have all these different things that are of very differing proportions in terms of scale, but when you look at the component of the component, they look very similar,
Hmm.
right? So you have atoms composing these structures all around us, and the structures all around us that we live on, planets, look like that of what orbits at the center of an atom. So it's like, okay, well, if this looks like that and that looks like this,
Mm.
then maybe they all behave with some particular uh, um, attributes.
Yeah.
So that's what this looks like to me. That's what stood out. And when you use that rationale, then you can assume that it's like pixels on a monitor.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter what your resolution is, you still have a picture,
Yeah.
but the higher the resolution, the more you can zoom in.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, bro. It's telling people basically to try and break away from your traditional layout here, your 2D layout, and maybe
Right.
try and look at things from like a different perspective and with what the
Yeah.
numbers you have, right? Or breaking away from your traditional TA analysis, and yeah, man, looking at it in that way, like I think physics is probably the best way you can do it,
Mm.
because it again just it's getting that inspiration, man,
Yeah.
off of all these analogies. But that's a damn good one for sure, man. The whole
Thanks.
again, the whole black hole thing too, man. Like how fractals
Yeah.
behave sometimes when
Yeah.
you get so near into this black hole, you get
Right.
stretched along the way, and then you
Right.
either turn into the other side, flip, whatever, or you dissolve into nothing, right?
Right.
Basically.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Um, it's
Did you
yeah,
ever see the
man.
3D model that we did?
Yeah, dude. No, I used to
Yeah.
watch you, bro, every single day, man, on live, bro. I'm with you, man. That dude, that shit
Appreciate
was
that.
awesome. What you use for that, man? The
It's something called Plotly, I think.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
plot.
chart-studio.plotly.com. I'm gonna
Interesting.
be updating that.
Yeah, dude. That's the coolest thing ever. I've been like trying to. I think if people see things, man, from like a 3D perspective, again, I think that would just make so much more sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, dude, I do a lot of things on After Effects as well to try and make the charts look,
Oh yeah, you're
you know.
fucking killer with that.
Yeah, man. It's I did a little analysis. I think I still have it here. It's called just New Perspective, but I used something similar. I don't know if you can see my screen right now, but
Yeah, I got your stream pulled up.
oh, okay,
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Yeah,
Very
it
nice.
was. It's some of it is fitted just so you can see
That's
really
so fucking
specifically,
cool.
man. But yeah, dude, like, I wish I could. I wish they were a little bit more advanced here in how you
Oh,
can like stretch these, and stuff like that.
I got
But
an idea for you.
yeah, man.
So you ever take like an art class in high school or
Hmm.
anything?
Yeah, yeah,
So you
yeah,
know how if you want to draw like a 3D square, aka a cube,
yeah.
you draw two squares and then you draw lines from corner to corner.
Mm-hmm.
Could you do that with this? Could you take each of those phases and draw lines from like the top left corner to the top left of the second iteration, and then from the bottom left to the bottom left?
Okay, so but are you talking starting here, man, or
Yeah,
down here, right
yeah,
here?
yeah. The first trapezoid. Yep, yep, yep.
Okay, and
And there's
then straight up or down. How would you want to do it?
it'd be down. It'd be down to the top left of that first iteration,
Top
all the way
left.
in January.
Oh, okay, okay. Down here.
Yeah. So from no, from June to January. There you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
just realized I'm delayed.
No, no, you're fine, bro. You're fine. And then try and make this like into a sort of like square pattern, or should
No,
I?
make it 3D.
Oh, make
Yeah.
it
So
3D.
take the top left
Oh.
of the yeah.
Okay, okay. I see what you're saying. Let's see how I'm gonna do this here. Art class, man, like making cubes. It's like a little.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
So from like you got your first iteration from January to
mhm,
March, right? Take
mhm,
that trapezoid, the top left corner,
mhm.
drag it to the top left corner of June.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
There you go, yeah.
All right.
And then the bottom left to the bottom left from January to June.
Ooh, I'm liking that already.
Yeah. And then the bottom right to the
Ooh.
bottom right.
Here, I'm gonna take away the cycle real quick because it's in the way.
Oh, I got you.
Something like that, man.
Uh,
Or bottom right to the
no, no,
bottom.
no. You almost got it. So like from January to March is your first iteration, right?
Yeah.
From March to May, or from March to April is your second, and then from April
Oh,
to
okay.
May is your third.
Okay.
Then you start again. Your first iteration is June to September. Your second is September to August, I
Oh,
believe.
okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay. So basically doing it from high to low, and then here's the start here where the little what I call the little projector pattern, would be down here
yeah, pretty
somewhere.
much. Yeah.
Okay, okay, I see what you're saying. Dude, this is I was on Rico's stream the other day, man, and he was telling me to do some shit. Dude, I suck at directions, man. Like I'm like,
No, I do too. I do too. I overthink everything.
yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
it's the ADHD for sure.
Right, right,
Um,
right.
but damn. Okay, so I'm gonna try my hardest here. I could see like me, bro, like just going up here. I could totally just draw like a little square for sure.
Yeah, right, right, right.
Trying to figure this out though. Okay, so um,
Let me see if I. Oh, I got an idea. I'll do this. I'll take a screenshot of what I mean.
yeah, yeah. If you want to do it, bro, I'd be so down to look at yours, man.
I got you. I got you.
Man, if there was a way I could share like my 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 trading view with you, that'd be like so dope. Like
I think
interact
you.
with it, bro.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can share it in the top right.
Top right.
Yeah.
Uh, Sharing. Oh yeah, it's sharing on right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How do I send you the link?
That's a good question. I don't know about that. Maybe Discord.
Discord. All right. Okay, here. Copy link. All right, man. I got you. Oh man, you did it really, really quickly here. Jesus, bro, you're quick as fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
I guess I'll just kind of go over that here.
Yeah.
Try to do it real quick. All right, so this is okay. Okay,
So
there you
like,
go.
I just sent you the labeled version, so you understand what's going on.
Okay, okay. Wait, here we go. Ah, okay. I see what you're saying. I see
Oh,
what you're
I
saying.
fucked it up actually. That second
Okay.
line you did, remove that. I put it to the wrong spot. That was supposed to go to at the end of September. The top right of the first fractal, the top right of the
Oh,
June fractal. Yeah.
dude, that looks really really cool, man. What you're doing
Right?
here. That is interesting. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Let's draw it up in here, man, and um see what we got. All right.
Need those
It's just like
z-axis strings and assign value to their poles. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
wow. So yeah, it's just like all these phases or sections are just projecting, man.
Right.
Right
Right.
on these stages that are happening
Yep.
later.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Awesome. Loving
Yeah.
this, dude.
Yeah.
Jeez. Dude, I'm so fucking happy, bro, that you're able to look at all this shit, man.
Oh,
You
it's
just
fucking
like,
sweet. It really is. Like you got really fucking creative with this.
yeah, man. All right. Let's see. I got these spot on. And I think I should probably make these dashed here so we can
Oh yeah, yeah. There you go.
make them dashed.
Yeah, it's like
All right.
I'll tell you in private about the indicator that I made,
Yeah,
some
dude.
of the details of it.
Definitely want to
Um,
hear about that, man. For sure.
yeah, that was fucking crazy.
Um, oof. Okay. I think this is it, right? I'm pretty sure. Am I
I think
missing
so.
one? Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, if you can visualize what's going on here as three dimensional,
Mm-hmm.
you have some some factor that is on the z-axis, and that's what gives you your three dimensions. That's your
Mm-hmm.
third dimension. As far as quantifying that, I think that is time. That's kind of what I've attributed it to over the
Mm-hmm.
months, um, and that's where you have your options become definable, right? Like when you have the thing about options that I don't think people bear too much mind to
Mm-hmm.
is that options are the one of either few or if not the only financial instruments that quantify the value of time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you have like 0 day expiration Tesla calls, right? You can buy them out of the money really cheap,
Mm-hmm.
but if they go into the money, then you can basically have the right to 100 shares in value. Um, that is incredibly risky for anyone writing those
Mm-hmm.
in theory, because the reason why those values become so um, exaggerated, where they can be super cheap or super expensive,
Mm-hmm.
is because there's only, what is it, 7.5 hours for them to either go in or out of the money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you took a curve and tried pushing it against itself from each side, you form this really really narrow arc, um, and then you have a center point sliding, and your y-axis is time, and that's what happens as you have less and less time, um, and the more time you have, the more money you have. That's
Mm-hmm.
why time is money and money is time. Um, but the risk associated with writing those and the opportunity that you get with buying those is respected symmetrically. The only place you can find that relationship is in options. And when you have things like max pain becoming very evident across every single stock being traded, that means that somebody is valuing this risk and value of time. That's where, when you start coming up with a third dimension for the chart and assigning it to time, that you can start to assume some values. I wish I had a an order book for the 145s that were written
Mm-hmm.
before our run up, because I imagine that those came in decadence
Mm-hmm.
when we were approaching 72. So I think that if you can find a way to value time as an actual formula, as a function, I think that would be one of the missing components
Huh.
to the chart.
Damn, that's
Hope that
really
made sense.
no, yeah, you definitely made sense, bro. That's really interesting. Have you So, what tools would you suggest using, I guess, or have you tried using for finding this like formula? Um,
Yeah, so I can't really think of any tools necessarily.
mhm.
So here's something that I'll share about the indicator that I made.
Yeah.
Um, Basically, to give a simple explanation of it, you have a line chart up, right? Those aren't candles, that's a line,
Hmm.
right? And lines are a one-dimensional thing.
Hmm.
It's some distance from A to B. If you can find that rate of navigation, aka speed, aka velocity, and find a way to determine the value of what's actually navigating that line, aka the stock. What I did was I just found a way to estimate velocity.
Hmm.
How efficient is volume? So I've always attributed these movements of the fractals like ink in a pen.
Hmm.
The more ink you have, the more velocity you'll have. But if you run out of ink, or you start to run out of ink, then things are going to start to seize up. And ink is volume. So when we have really low volume, that's either when we're going sideways or things are going slow.
Okay.
Right? So back to the original thought, though, if you can think of this as a car moving on a highway,
Mhm.
depending on the speed, aka your total distance traversed when you integrate distance, if you can find a way to uh, appraise the value of your volume and find a way to determine its speed to the highway, right? Like fuel efficiency,
Yeah. Yeah.
then if you have 30 miles per gallon and you know that you traveled a mile, then that means you have uh, whatever the reciprocal is of that. Um,
Okay.
so just think of the verticality of the chart as miles per gallon,
Yeah.
and then if you can reverse that to find your efficiency.
Hmm. Okay.
So so when you see verticality going through the roof like in January and June, that means that you had really low efficiency.
Okay. So then this tool would be incredibly useful for like intraday stuff. Basically things happening
Yeah.
live.
Oh, we've
Um,
been watching. Yeah, we've
yeah.
been watching the chart literally play itself out based on the
Okay.
forecast.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Let's definitely like whenever you got time,
Yeah.
man. You want to go
Yeah.
private, man? I definitely want to hear more about this because that
Yeah.
sounds
Let's
really
do
really
it.
interesting, man. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. And dude, to your point, man. I think if because I do believe, man, if these tools are out there, right? If hedge funds are using this, and right now we're in a sort of stage, right, with all these things that we have accessible to us. I think there's definitely a way to crack the code because it's not
Yep.
something that they expected, really, right? With this
No.
whole
No.
meme movement that came out, really
Right.
has already exposed a lot in the markets, and I don't think they really expected that to happen right now. So
Right.
I think just hopping on that, man, is a such a good thing to do to try and help. Yeah, man, try and help
Yeah.
get all this shit out,
Sorry
man.
for the word vomit. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Wow, that's really really crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder if you basically already wrote this code, right? You use
Yeah.
Pine to write codes and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, and you're
Yeah.
just like building on top of it and adding stuff to it every day and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
The only problem I have right now is adjusting the baseline, which is I don't know if you've seen it yet or not. But
I
if I go to like
yeah.
what's
Go
up?
ahead, man.
If I go to like the intraday model,
Hmm.
you can find where it syncs up, and it'll sync, and then it will diverge, which
Oh,
is what I'd call gear shifting, right? That's your efficiency being changed.
yeah.
Um, but when it syncs back up, it's because the baseline moved, the gear changed back to what it originally was.
Hmm.
Um, that's my one problem is figuring out how to uh, adjust for that.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
fucking wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
No.
to use Fourier transformations to like see the efficiency of every stock,
Hmm.
um, and think of it as like a highway of money or a city
Yeah.
of money. Because if
Yeah.
I know that you went 1 mile north and 1 mile east, then there's a lot of places where you can go a mile north and a mile east. But the more data I have, then if I know you went a mile north, a mile east, 2 miles north, and then 2 miles east, there's only so many places on a map that
You
fit
can
that
go.
description.
Right. Like the chance of it starts to really narrow down to
Right.
yeah, things, and that's what I think a lot of people, man, just, and this is why I tell people, guys, like it's okay to have multiple scenarios into what can happen, right? Some people say like
Right.
don't know dates and stuff like that. I'm like, if we're calculating this,
Right.
I think it's appropriate to. I mean, we're trying to know what's fucking happening
I've
out here.
never seen so many people get angry at someone for trying.
Yeah.
That's what blows me away.
Dude, they think we're shills, man. That's the thing.
It's
It's
yeah.
just like, bro, I'm an ordinary person, man. I'm just trying to
Hey,
help. We're trying to like
yeah,
figure this shit
yeah,
out.
yeah. Fucking
So,
incredible.
but you know what, man? Like we're doing good, man. We really
Oh
are.
yeah,
I
yeah.
truly believe it, and
100%.
keep on the shit, happening, man.
Yeah,
The
I gotcha.
something I guess I want to show you. Going to your point, man, with the Fourier transform is I'm gonna pull up something I was looking at the other day. So this is me just looking at Fourier transforms per like other stocks, because
Yeah.
with AMC you can clearly see what's happening as the Fourier transform tends to really spike up these inverse or
Yeah.
for example,
Holy
like
shit.
this is Facebook right here, and you can tell that there's a lot of noise happening, right? So a stock
Right.
like this is going to be really hard to understand, like where things are repeating themselves on a cyclical level, right? But if you
Right.
go, one of the ones that I was kind of like crazy about, bro, was Wells Fargo. I don't know why, but Wells Fargo has a. So we're gonna look at this on the 4 hour here.
Oh.
So because looking at things on a different time frame is important when applying the Fourier transform.
Right.
Is this right here, man? This pattern, it's super weird, but all you got to do, man. So this is a 512 bar repeating itself basically over and over and over again on the Fourier transform, and it's picking up frequencies every. So it tells you here to the power of 1 how close that frequency is, right? So here is actually very, very close. It's 0.91.
Huh.
And
Huh.
what happens is you take this its pattern over here, right? And you shift it over exactly 512
Right.
bars right down here. And what you start seeing is these patterns repeat themselves, right?
Huh.
On very specific events and points that are either identical or inverse.
Huh.
You can see it happen right here. This is all identical. This part is inverse. Right here, it's identical. This whole section here would be a bit of noise, but it's a good way, man, honestly, to I forgot what stock I was looking at the other day, but it basically predicted this giant move to the downside, like to a T.
You ever I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
It's off topic. You're good. You're good. Have you ever look up an indicator called net volume?
Net volume.
Yeah.
Got you, bro. Okay, so we got the ever get net volume or just any
The technicals.
technicals.
First
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know if you were around for this, but I exported that indicator as an image,
Okay.
and then I plugged it into a what do you call it? A stereograph.
Okay.
I think. I basically took this,
Ooh.
treated it like a sound wave, and imported it into fucking I think it was GarageBand,
Okay.
and turned it into an audio file. And
Interesting.
it was for AMC and GameStop, and I was trying to see if I could hear like a rhythm to it, right? Like I panned one to the left and one to the right, and I was trying to see if there was like syncopation of some sort, like if GameStop has a huge volume day, does AMC have 4 medium volume days, and then on the fourth, that's when they both sync up and like a downbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that didn't happen. At least I think I had to do something with the scaling of
Hmm.
it, but it just sounded like the walls were bleeding, like in a horror movie. That shit was so fucking scary. That was the scariest
Wow.
sounding thing. Yeah, yeah. I'll try to find it. That shit was fucking so creepy.
Wow. No,
Yeah,
dude, that sounds fun, bro. That sounds
yeah,
fun as
yeah,
fuck.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, that would be interesting to try. You know what? Try also with equalizer, right? To cancel out
Oh
frequencies.
yeah, good
Um,
point.
that might be, bro. That might be something to look at because it's again the cool thing about DAWs and stuff like FL Studio, GarageBand
Yeah,
is you can actually again use that to syncopate stuff too, and it'll
right. Good
there's
point.
there's trackers, man, that are able to actually sync up a like if you upload a WAV file, it'll find the frequencies to which there's a frequency
Oh
or a
yeah,
beat.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's interesting, man. You just tickled my brain here, man. I'm
yeah,
gonna try and do this like something like that. It'd be cool, man,
yeah,
to do that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Wow.
was that was an interesting time.
Yeah, man. Shit. That I mean, dude, just like make fucking export the whole AMC GameStop wave
Yeah,
file.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Jeez.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, you've watched the channel. You know how much we've dove into this.
Yeah, no, dude, that's fucking that's genius right there.
Thank
Genius.
you,
I
thank
would
you.
have not thought about that. With the Fourier transform is like it's analyzing a sequence, but I wouldn't have thought to actually export the AMC file, right, and try
Right,
and
right.
pick at it on yeah equalizer stuff like that, man. Definitely worth to try that. Jeez.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I guess I don't
Yo,
know if
Validus, DM that to me, please.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, there is so with this, man, going back to it, there's specific events you can see that are very clear. But with AMC, it's just like you can see it like clearly happening, right?
Yeah,
Here, man, this is taken from the so I'm on the 2 hour chart, and this
yeah,
frequency is basically scanning based off of the patterns that are happening. It's every 1024 is cycle period here, right? So every uh, 1024 bars, you will see some sort of frequency happen with AMC, right? And it'll
yeah,
keep
yeah,
scanning it, whether it's inverse or identical. And the cool thing here is that it does align with the again with the 62-day cycle. And what it's basically saying is that this portion right here is awfully similar to what happened back here, right?
right.
Taking this pattern and just flipping it over upside down is basically what this is saying. So we bring this right over here, and you start to see those like
Yep,
movements, right? Like where it's like,
yep,
dude, what the fuck? Like we actually
yep,
went
yep.
down. Like we played this whole sequence inverse. What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yep.
it's just like, bro, if there's a way, right? Again, this is not predicting what is going to happen, but it's a nice tool to understand what could happen, right, on these
A
specific
template.
dates.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
exactly a template. A good way to put it. Some people are upset sometimes when they look at this because they're like, dude, why didn't we squeeze? And I'm like, this is not going to,
I just mean
all
it
right.
just means it's part of a bigger version of itself. Yeah,
Right, exactly. It's like you can change the height ratio, just shrink it down according to these levels, but this is not
right,
saying that we're going up like here. It's
right,
just like
right, right, right.
misunderstandings, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's just like a what do you call it? It's like if you plugged a guitar into an amp, it's playing the same fucking lick over and over and over and
Hmm.
over, but it's only as evident as how much you turn up the amp. So it's the same lick, but you have to turn up the amp to get the verticality you're looking for. So it just means the amp was turned down at the beginning of it, and
Yes,
they turned it up. And yeah, there's so many different ways you can analogize it.
literally, bro. Perfect. Spot on. The volume is the most important thing, uh,
Yeah,
for like seriously. And but yeah, man, like this shit is just insane, man. I really hope people hop on just this whole cycle idea, man. With
yeah,
with everybody here, man. Like your work, bro, is God work, man. And
Thank you. I
again, like
appreciate that.
the only reason anybody is doing this right now for AMC and GameStop is because of you, brother. And that is
Thank
just
you.
the
That
truth.
means a lot.
That
Thank
is
you.
just the truth, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
dude,
you.
for
Thank
sure,
you.
man. Any fucking time. Dude, on a weird note, man, you have the same lamp. We have the
A
same
lamp.
fucking lamp. Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
what the fuck?
Uh,
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
I was like, dude, I gotta show you that, man. Like,
That's
that
fucking
is just
hilarious.
insane.
That's fucking hilarious. Dude, I
Jeez.
I got it from like fucking Walmart, I think.
Dude, same, bro. I bought that shit at Walmart. I was like, dude, I see it on your little background right now. I'm pretty sure
It
we
was
both.
$20. Yeah. Like
Dude,
fuck
dude,
it.
nice for $20. And I got the little LED
Yeah.
as well, man. You got the
Yeah.
little LifeX effects, right? You can change
Yeah.
the.
Yeah. I got my whole apartment decked out with these
Oof.
fucking things. Yeah, it's
Dude,
great.
how's it going, man, with Papa Goose, bro? We had a little
Oh,
stream the
great.
other day, and dude, love that guy
Oh
too,
no
man.
shit.
So
Oh yeah,
fucking.
no, he's a sweetheart. He's fucking great. He's been helping me be more responsible.
Oof. There you go,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's
he's
awesome,
great
bro.
though.
It's dude, man, I'm glad we talked, dude. I think it was
Yeah, likewise,
for
man.
sure, bro. You seem
You
like
got
a
something great going on.
hey, you too, brother. You too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Um
you.
but yeah, dude, if you want, man, we can hop on private, man, at some point and get to the whole thing, bro,
Yeah.
with your program. That sounds
Yeah.
really cool,
What
man.
time zone are you in?
I'm on Central, bro. So
Okay, I'm Eastern. It's just a 1 hour difference.
yeah, it's basically we're on free every day, from mornings preferably, but we can work it out, man. We can work it out, do some
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That'll
Uh,
incentivize me to wake up on time.
I'm with you, bro. I stay up every fucking night, man, till like
Yeah.
3, 4.
Yeah, I was pulling 24-hour streams back in fucking July.
You,
Yeah, that
I'd be
was.
hopping on those, man. That's the thing. Like you'd be up at like
Yeah.
4 in the morning, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting on this shit now, dude. Like,
Yeah, dude. That was straight degeneracy.
damn. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Any questions, bro, or anything that you want to talk about specifically? I mean, back to you as well. I definitely have some things we could talk about, man, if you would like.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. You got any more tidbits you wanna share?
Let's see. So, as far as because basically, right, this whole idea that we're clearly in some form of cycle, right?
Yeah.
I guess the only thing I would say is the way in which things repeat themselves, right? Like you had stated earlier, is basically just taken from the previous run-ups that we've had, right? And repeating themselves in that way, right? I guess nothing really to add to that point or anything, because it's very clear, but just
Sure.
the just the way, man, that these specific patterns like repeat themselves everywhere
Right.
is just it's just mind-boggling, bro, and it
Yeah.
just needs some form of attention, you know? Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's it's just concentration of algorithmic trading. That's all I can really call it.
right.
Um, it's just it's fucked. It's fucked.
It's so fucked, dude. It's and I, you know, my whole thing with just like market corruption, man, is like they will find a way, and I tell people this too, is like when algorithms get, or maybe not specifically algorithms, but when corruption gets like unfolded and people find out what's happening, it's like they will hop on something else, and that's my whole
Yes.
concern is that there will be something else in the future, like, because the
Oh yeah.
market is ever evolving, right? It's a personality that constantly evolves into something else according to people coming in, the generations that come with it. We're in the technology age right now, right? So things are very
Right.
specific in the way that the market is handled. But
Right.
like, what's gonna stop them, right, in the future from hopping on something else?
That's
To
the ebb and flow of life. That's what it is.
Mhm.
You'll never get rid of it, and you'll never have a period where it ruins everything. You know, like It's the dichotomy of you can't have good without bad, and you can't have bad without good.
Yeah.
Because if everything was good, then there would be no bad, and if
Right.
everything was bad, there would be no good.
Hmm.
Um, it's the duality of everything around us. The only thing you can do is try to um, snub it before it becomes out of hand.
Right.
You know what I mean? And unfortunately, that's a lot easier said than done. But the more people look, the more we'll find, and the more we find, the more that we can expose.
Well said, man. Well said. If you know, if this movement is able to do like good, right, in
Yeah.
exposing what is happening now, and people are
Mm.
able to benefit off of that, because again, man, this has been it's been so corrupt and fucked up in the way that they're
Yeah.
uh, emotionally manipulating people. And
Right.
it's, when you have a free market and you trust the system, right? With people
Mm.
that are new to the market specifically. In this movement, there's a lot of new people coming in. And it's so sad that people rely on something that is clear to the eye that's happening. And they, they are let down, right, by the
Mm.
system. And it's
Yep.
just, it needs to change. It just needs to
Yeah. Well,
change.
it's you got every mom and pop and the kids who are told to get into the market or put your money in a bank and blah 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 blah. So every person is what that captures.
Hmm.
Uh, becomes a victim of it. I mean, the only way that you weren't affected by '08 is if you didn't own a home, you didn't have a job, and you didn't have money in the bank. If you didn't satisfy all three of those prerequisites, then in one way or another you got fucked by '08.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so how can people catch it before it happens? That's ultimately what is required, and I think that a lot of people uh, were very fortunate and did catch it before
Before it
it
went down.
happened. Yeah, yeah.
That's what we do, right, man? Just try and spread
Right,
this idea to help as many people as we can, right, before the shit goes down.
right,
Um,
right.
and
I also got
yeah.
a 3D chart pulled up
Oh yeah,
on my
let's
stream.
look at it. Ooh, oh dude, that is sick.
So this is January to present. The y-axis is days to cover, and then the z-axis is failure to delivers.
Ooh.
Um, so you can start to see the relationship here.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's basically everything being spread out. You're saying that's the days to cover.
Let's see. So this is time right here. This
Mm-hmm.
is your days to cover
Okay.
for the 2 weeks on loan, and then this is failure to delivers. I don't see too much of a relationship
Mm-hmm.
here. Um,
Oh
but what
wow.
we can do is security lending volume. Where'd that go? Flip it this way. Fuck. Yeah, so this is from January to now,
Mm-hmm.
and you can start to see things correlate a little bit. I wonder if I can do a line. Yeah.
No, no, dude, that looks perfect. Um.
Fuck.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, we can make it three and a
Yeah.
half dimensional too. Uh, Give
Ooh,
me 1 second.
3.5 would be basically just giving it a um, like a stroke, like a well, not a stroke, maybe like a small parameter to the upside where you can just see it's hovering over, right? The
Sorta, yeah,
okay,
yeah. We can add points to each. Um, Add another point to each data point,
mm,
so it would be a sphere.
okay, okay.
Um, if I can find where that went. Uh, Where'd that go? fucking bitch. Wait.
That's how I feel about TradingView sometimes, man. There's like very little things that just tick me
Right.
off. I'm like, come on, get on this.
What the fuck? Where'd it go? No. What? What? It's subplots? No. Fuck. Nope. Chat, where the fuck is it?
Eh.
Fuck. Okay, we'll find it later.
You good,
Let's
man?
try to look at where's volume? Here it is. So let me Oh, I got an idea. Nope. 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 Nope.
I am going to, let's see, get you on here.
Oh no, don't do that. What?
Go. I'm hovering you here over on the screen. Go.
Oh, cool.
Huh? Why is it doing? I'm hovering you here over on the screen.
Oh, cool.
Currently. Oh shit! What the fuck? Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, there's a weird glitch on my end. Okay, there we go. We're gonna look at your here. Okay, I see what you're doing. You're like hovering it over, overlaying it over the current chart. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, man. It's so if you have the same color on your trading view, you can use that little what is that tool called where you like pick the it's like a little tripping. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. I just figure, man, trading view like it's pretty cool, man, but yeah, having a little background, it's fun. Oh, okay. See what you're doing. If there was like a software man, and I looked this up too, I was like, is there a way I can like integrate? Yeah, right. Integrate like After Effects or Photoshop man into like OBS or I mean or any streaming, That'd be so fucking cool. It works though. There you go. No, you're good, bro. You are good, brother. I'm actually sending people over to your channel, man, because I'm having technical issues on my end, bringing you up on the screen. So I'm gonna end my stream and uh, they're coming to your channel right now. Okay, got you, brother.